Okay, here's a basic overall layout of the basement area that leads into the theater that I would like you guys to design for me. That's the stairway from the upstairs, and there's a room right there that goes into an unfinished area that actually goes down and behind and into this room right here, which is the theater, which is where the theater room is going to be. So I'll show you this area first. If you look carefully, this goes into an unfinished room here of a reasonable size, and I'll get you guys all the measurements of all these rooms here. And then as you go around the left, this goes, that's the bottom part of the stairway coming down. This part is just a little wall they put there, and then actually goes down to the lower level of the basement there, as you can see. Let me turn the light on a little bit. And that actually goes up and under, and that room that you can see in the distance there is a theater room. So one possibility I thought of would be to actually have this as the entrance, so you come actually come in here like a little foyer, and then you actually go down some stairs, which we would build right here, and make a left turn, and then go into that room and enter the theater on the ground level there. There's a couple of problems with that, I think, which I'll show you in a minute. And also these areas under the stairs here where all the paint cans are, there's two separate areas, as you can see. That's a potential area for some equipment racks, I think. So if we go back around here to the theater room entrance, the way it's framed off currently. So as you can see, the basement is a two-tier basement. Up here is the ground level is a different part than down there. So down there, from there to the ceiling is, I have to get your measurements, but I think it's close to 12 or 13 feet, and over here is 8 feet. It's a tiered basement. So go down here, they just built some temporary stairs here. I'll walk you down here. As you can see, here's the rooms I was speaking of earlier. Let me get the lights here real quick. So here's the area under the stairs for potential equipment racks, maybe. And then right now this just has a sump pump, which we could wall off if we need to. And this is the area from the other side I was just in, which I thought you could maybe make a little entrance and come down here, then make a turn and go into the theater there. So the way it's framed in is a little bit of a problem, I think, because some of the it's not a perfect square. As you can see, this corner up here has a little jut into it right there, and then actually where the wall where you come in too is not a perfect square either. So it's kind of like a square with some blunted corners, or a rectangle with some blunted corners. But it's very tall, and I'll get you the exact measurements, but from width-wise from there to there, it's about 19.5 feet framed the way it is. And from back there, that wall right there, before you go into that undersurface area, to this front wall is right at 25 feet. And I think the ceilings from there to there are right about just over 12 feet. So that's the general layout of the room. I'm not sure exactly what we could do as far as whether we lay it out longitudinally, with that being the back and this being the front, and having some sort of riser. But the problem is, I saw, is that door kind of comes in the middle of that back wall, and so if you did have any sort of risers, it would really, at least in my mind, be hard to get around. So I think it's probably going to be better to come in there and come in on and make this up here the front part of the theater. So you would come in the back part, so you basically come in the back, left corner, and then your first set of risers would only be about to right there, and then have basically two tiers. So from there to there is 4 feet exactly, so it's exactly a 4-foot drop from this level to the ground there. So I guess two 16-inch risers, and then another 16-inch step, or two 8-inch steps would be perfect, 48 inches. And then the other problem, like I said, is that little jut right there that it cuts in instead of making a perfect square. So I'll get you guys the exact measurements as well as this video, but I thought it was kind of easier to explain the way the thing's laid out in the video versus just some pictures, especially with this area back here under this. It may just be that we have to just wall this area off here, because if you make this area in the back of the theater built up, especially back here, it's going to be built up 32 inches or so, and that's not going to be a really usable doorway. I guess we could raise that up a little bit, but I don't know if it would still make it a usable walkway or not. That is not a load-bearing wall as far as I can see. It looks like it's just, there's no double header up there. I think it's just a partition wall, so we probably could go ahead and raise this part right here up a little bit, and then still maybe use that as access and basically raise the floor up there some. But I'll let you guys get up to that, and I'll get you the measurements of this whole area here. But it is a neat concept to me, if we could potentially do it, to actually have like a little foyer here that I talked about, and actually come down some stairs here and then make a turn. That'd be, I think, kind of a neat entrance, and then use these two areas here under the stairs for some equipment racks. So that's it. I'll send you a copy of this tape, and we can have a discussion on the phone of what you think. Thanks.